Yo, 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 it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about why semen retention will turn you into a potential millionaire. Now, why will this turn you into a millionaire? And I mean, obviously, I don't mean this literally, because like you can't just go on semen retention and then all of a sudden do nothing and become a millionaire. But what I am trying to say metaphorically is your brain patterns are going to change in a very good way. You're going to start entertaining an open mind. You're going to start allowing things to develop. You're going to start becoming someone who is more positive. And these are certain traits of millionaires, or people who have a lot of money. See, the reason why people don't have certain things is because they don't allow themselves to have it. They've labeled certain things and gave good reasons as to why they can't have certain things, and that is why they're where they're at. Now, the people who actually have these things, they've opened themselves up to possibilities. They've actually opened themselves up to possibilities, and they allowed the infinite intelligence, the energy, and the metaphysical energy, the creation energy, to fully allow itself to manifest miracles in this reality. So the reason why when you go on semen retention, you start living in that millionaire consciousness is because, like I said, you're finally allowing possibilities. You start stacking together very, very good habits. You start stacking together very, very good habits. You start believing that more things are possible. For an example, if you had a goal of having a very nice physique by the end of 6 months, and you've changed your daily routine to consist of eating very well and having a workout routine consistently, what you're doing is allowing your subconscious to believe these goals that you set up across from you. And then what's going to happen is, slowly but surely, you're going to morph into this type of person if you take action and you have belief. This is how things develop. The only reason why people don't get to exactly where they are because they've limited their mind with certain obstacles that they think that they can't overcome, and then they stopped. And then once they stopped, the creation energy is just not there anymore. And like I said, this is why people live lives of quiet desperation, because they put blockages on their life by the things that they've decided to put in front of them to block them from their goals. So yeah, the thing is, the difference between rich people and poor people is that poor people focus on lack of resources. Rich people focus on resourcefulness. And this is the difference. This is the bottom line. So when you go on retention, you're changing the brain patterns in your mind. And now you're starting to think a little bit different. You're starting to have just a little bit more belief. You're starting to have a little bit more conviction. You're starting to have a bit more positivity. You're starting to have a little bit more reassurance. You're starting to have a little bit more faith. And when you do all these things together on an extended period of time, you're eventually going to get things. I mean, if you're not going to become a millionaire, we can say that you get into at least $250,000 a year, if that's where we want to aim for. But anyways, like, I mean, this, like, you can aim for a goal of $1 million, but if you don't reach for it, if you don't get it, you might be a little bit closer to where you want it to be. You might not hit 1 million, but you might hit 6 figures, and that's still pretty good for some people. So Elon Musk said, if you give yourself 30 days to complete a task, it's gonna take 30 days. If you give yourself 5 hours to complete a task, then it's gonna take 5 hours. Your mind plays a part in a lot of things than you think it than you previously thought. Even everything that you're saying is commands. Everything really isn't reality unless you say it's reality. Everything isn't really reality unless you say it's reality. All of these beliefs are passed down. These are all passed down beliefs. You can create a new reality. Things that were already set in stone doesn't have to be the reality. Don't come to conclusions so quickly. Work with the infinite. Work with creative powers. Work with possibility. This is how things can finally change in the pendulum swing of things working out in your favor. If you have the subconscious belief that all things work in your favor, and you actually believe this on a deep level, that all things work in your favor, you have full confidence and full belief that all things work in your favor, more often than not, think you're going to get the benefit of the doubt more often than not, just because perception is reality. You can create reality based on your perception. So perceive greatness, always perceive that people are thinking highly of you. This is how you'll start acting, and then eventually people will start thinking highly of you based on your actions and behaviors. Like I said, you have more say in how things turn out than you previously thought. So work with your power. Semen retention will help you become a millionaire because you're changing the way you think. You have more energy to take action, and one by one, you're shattering your old belief system and creating a new belief system. If you don't have full belief first, you take some small action, compound it on a consistent basis, and then eventually in 30, 60, 90 days, you'll start having more belief than you previously had. People don't allow themselves to have belief because they're too lazy to put in work to actually have belief. You have to put in some work first to actually have belief. But people are too lazy to put in the work to get some belief so they can compound their efforts and finally get what they want. But seed retention finally gives you this advantage in life. And also, like, don't go on seed retention to be counting days and then edge or relapse, or just be counting days. I'm on days so and so of semen retention, bro. Like, no wonder people relapse. If you're putting days of how many days you're on semen retention, then you're going to relapse, because something that should be your lifestyle, something that should be naturally, you're making it like some sort of contest. And if you make it a contest, I mean, the contest isn't sustainable. You're going to relapse eventually. Putting numbers and days on how many days you've been on it is the amateur way of failing. You're gonna fail because you're making, if you put a number on something, if you're trying to go on a streak or something, it makes it up in your mind that you're like, this isn't your normal thing, that this is something out of the normal. And when it's out of the normal, eventually something will falter. So you have to make this as natural as humanly possible. It has to be as natural as humanly possible. Only then will you never relapse, and you'll finally attract things that you want. But if you're putting numbers, you're putting streaks, you're saying to yourself, I'm gonna go on 60 days of semen retention. What happens when you hit 60 days? Are you just gonna relapse? Or, like, this isn't some sort of internet contest. This is not some sort of internet contest that we're trying to see who goes the longest days. You're actually making yourself more miserable than you previously were. You have to make this as natural as possible. And if you attract a person, if you attract a woman, then go ahead. Do what you have to do. But this isn't some sort of, oh, we're gonna go on 500 days of semen retention just because. I mean, sure, if you have the audacity to go ahead and do that, and if you've done that, please tell me how it feels. Because I'll be honest, I haven't gone on 500 days of semen retention. And I'm not sure anybody who's actually gone that long, who's actually abstained from PMO for that long. But if they have, please comment in the section. Please comment in the comments about how it felt, or what you've experienced, because I am very curious as to what happened. But anyways, semen retention will give you the millionaire consciousness, because it's going to give you more ideas. You're going to be more in sync with reality. You're going to get ideas from the Most High. You're going to, once you meditate and you go on retention, you're going to have very good ideas. And then it's up to you to take action and commit to doing the work to get the reality that you always wanted. That you've always wanted. So go on retention and help yourself change into a better, purposeful, driven life. Go on retention. Retain and gain. Bust for lust. And with that being said, I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe below. Comment down below something that you've experienced while on retention, to give me maybe some more ideas for new videos. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.